Hi, good afternoon. This is Paul with PJM Incorporated, and I just finished the inspection at 7826 Indian Ridge Trail South. I'm going to go over just briefly the major aspects of the property, and then I'm going to rely on the content of the home inspection report for your review, and I'll be happy to field questions either later this evening when you receive it or tomorrow or whenever you feel you may have a question. Basically what you have here is a concrete block home. Seems pretty solid. There are some minor cracks on both the left and right sides of the building, which is the north and south sides. That's pretty common with this type of construction. Right now the cracks are within tolerance, and the recommendation is to make sure that you have them sealed so that during the summer rains, where we have a lot of wind and rainy weather, you don't get any water blown in. The roof is not in bad condition. It's 2006 roof covering, so it was replaced last about 13 years ago. The shingles are in good condition overall. There's several locations where we've had previous water penetration. Right now, stains at the garage ceiling, stains in the laundry room closet, and another stain in the front bedroom ceiling above the closet. All tested dry at the time of the inspection, meaning it has not leaked recently. However, that doesn't mean that during active rains with wind and rains, or we have rains for several days at a time, that this shouldn't be monitored, because some of these areas where the roof has leaked previously could leak again, and we want to make sure that you recognize that and that you stay on top of it. The best way to do that is to actually inspect it during or shortly after rains, or having the roof inspected maybe a couple times annually just to stay on top of the condition. Right now it seems like everything here has been dry. Inside the attic, I eyeballed the truss. There is a condition up there that I want to have an engineer look at, because unfortunately under my license I'm not able to really go any further past a certain point. What I'm seeing up there is it seems like there's been some stress on the truss, meaning that right above where I am here, which is the kitchen, as you go towards the garage, laundry room, and over, instead of the truss being straight, you can see that it's tilted. Now that's probably from some kind of stress previously. When it happened, I don't know. The question is the integrity. It seems strong to me. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a major structural condition. However, I want to make sure of that, and I want to make sure that you would have someone look at it just so they can agree. If they don't agree, then they can recommend a remedy for management or repair, and then I would just simply follow the recommendations of either a licensed structural engineer or a general contractor. Those would be the two people to talk to. General contractor will generally rely on the engineer's specifications for repair if the engineer feels that the condition warrants repair. So that's the first condition I would say that we would want to look at right now, just to make sure that everything's okay. Attic insulation looked all right. It's about R19, which is standard back in the 1990s. You could improve it, but right now it's adequate based on the year built. There are some areas where you can do some service, maybe where some insulation has been moved during previous work with installation of wiring or remodeling. That's pretty typical with most homes. Moving on to the electrical, you have 150 amp service coming in. That main panel is on the left side of the building at the southeast corner. It's a general electric panel, which is a fine panel, no problems visible in that panel. I had just some minor deterioration of insulation on a wire that just needs to be taped up, and I'll have it in the report for you. The garage panel, which is at the south wall, the west wall inside the garage, is also GE, and that one looks very good to me. Moving on to the air condition, it's a 3-ton HVAC system, central air, Goodman unit installed likely 2015, 2016. I couldn't find a permit for it. A permit's required when you replace air conditioning equipment. You may want to check with the seller on that, or the air conditioning professional that installed it. But as far as I'm concerned, it looks good and it's performing well. Your heat source is a natural gas furnace. It's also Goodman. That was manufactured in 2016. Moving on to plumbing. The plumbing is a public water system. Your meter is at the front northeast corner of the house. I wasn't able to find a main water valve, excuse me, which is something that I would recommend either get located, and if they can't locate one, have one installed. A main valve is important because if in the event of a plumbing emergency, you need to shut your water off quickly, the water meter can be a little bit difficult because you've got to have a special tool to turn that valve. Whereas a main water valve is just simply a valve that you can turn with your hand. These valves are usually installed in visible and accessible locations so that they're easy for the homeowner to find. Other than that, I really didn't have any major plumbing issues. The plumbing coming in is copper. It seems to be in fair to good condition overall. The waste system is PVC. You are on a private septic system here. Your septic system is located in the front yard on the left side or the southeast side, I believe it is. If the sellers don't have any documentation for recent certification of their septic system, we would recommend having that done prior to closing, having someone come in and dig it up, pump it, inspect the tank and the drain field. Overall, I'm going to say that mostly everything, including the roof, the electrical, plumbing, the air conditioning, and the structure checked out good. This is a well-maintained house. I did run all the appliances. They all seem to work. The list of things that I have mostly are maintenance or deferred maintenance items, with the exception of the truss issue that I had mentioned earlier. There is a lot of wood rot around the perimeter. I'll defer to the WDO person on that. But what I see is some wood rot at the fascia here at the front between the front entry and garage, some wood rot on the north side at the fascia and on the south side. This is from moisture exposure over time. It's water related. I would just replace the fascia where necessary. This is Paul with PJM Incorporated. Thank you for your business. Give me a call if you have any questions. I guess the only other thing that we didn't cover was really the sprinklers in the pool. The sprinklers seem to work. Pool seems okay. The water level is a little low right now. May need to be refilled. There doesn't seem to be any saturation anywhere around the perimeter of the pool enclosure. And I could not get the pool heater to come on. There's a red service indicator light that's coming on whenever you try to activate the gas pool heater. All right, thank you very much for your business. You have a good day.